We're so glad to have you with us on this Friday. I'm Brooke Hash, and thanks to anyone watching on our free WHAS11 app. Right now, former Clark County Councilwoman Brittany Faree has just pleaded guilty in the Jamie Knoll investigation. You may remember Knoll and Faree share a child together. She accepted over $114,000 in child support, travel, and other expenses from an organization Knoll helped run during his time as sheriff, including those Utica Township Volunteer Firefighter Association funds. Faree pleaded guilty to one felony charge of conflict of interest. That's a sentence of 2 years in prison, which was waived to probation in Washington County. Judge Larry Medlock ending that hearing, telling Faree she'd lost the public's trust as a public servant.
It's hard for the public to trust government when government officials do not do their job with fidelity and character and principle. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry you got messed up in this mess.
Jamie Knoll is currently serving 15 years for stealing taxpayer dollars provided to New Chapel by Clark and Floyd counties. Attorneys for Steve Lawson are attempting to delay his trial. Lawson is one of the 3 men charged in the disappearance of Crystal Rogers out of Bardstown. Our Shane McAllister was at the courthouse covering those proceedings.
2025 marks 10 years since Crystal Rogers was first reported missing. Now, her friends, family, and much of the community here in Bardstown are hopeful 2025 is the year they get justice.
In a hearing that lasted less than 10 minutes on Thursday, Steve Lawson's attorney team continued their push to delay his trial, reiterating the large amount of evidence they were handed 6 months ago when they took on this case.
We, as Mr. Lawson's counsel, are currently reviewing the discovery and certainly have concerns about how overwhelming it is given our appointment in August of 2024.
The attorneys believe a trial that plays out before they're ready could lead to a future appeal. They also shared they're worried Steve Lawson himself hasn't had time to read and comprehend the evidence against him. That concern prompted the judge to suggest this unique offer.
I can have him brought up here to the courthouse and we can make things available where he can review whatever he needs to every day between now and the trial date, if that's what it takes.
Last month, the prosecutor filed this document on behalf of Crystal Rogers' family. The document asked for the trial to move forward without any more delays, writing, "Victims' rights shall be respected and protected." Steve Lawson will be tried independently from the other co-defendants in the case because of what the judge calls undue prejudice against Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson, if all 3 were tried together. In court documents, the judge writes, if the 3 defendants were tried together, jurors would hear Steve Lawson's wildly inconsistent testimony, but would not hear why his story has changed so much. On Thursday, Judge Charles Sims, who already agreed to delay the trial once, said he wants this case tried at the Warren County Justice Center on the scheduled date at the end of May.
I'm trying to which way I can to get this case to a conclusion because my calendar is brutal for the rest of this year, too.
Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson are scheduled to be tried together at the end of June. For the Ballard family, who filled the gallery behind the prosecutor Thursday, there is a cautious optimism that they're closer to justice today than they ever have been before.
Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson will be tried together at the end of June. Both attorneys on that case had asked for separate trials, but the judge denied those requests, saying the men can be tried together and receive a fair and impartial trial in Warren County. For now, reporting in Nelson County, I'm Shay McAllister, WHAS 11 on your side.
Steve Lawson's attorney thanked the judge for that offer to bring him to the courtroom to review evidence without saying if they will take him up on it. His trial is still scheduled to begin on May 27th. Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey says LMPD is close to an arrest in that shooting that killed 3 people outside of a Valley Station driver's license office. He broke the news to us while speaking with our Doug Proffitt.
I would say that we know what one of those individual victims was involved in and why they were part of this shooting. And so I trust that we're going to be making an arrest on this shooting at some point.
Was it targeted gangs?
We believe that one of the individuals, it was directed at one of the individuals.
That shooting happened last Friday. 2 women and an 18-year-old man were killed. At the time, there was a line of customers out that door waiting to get service inside the DMV. LMP told us the suspected shooter or shooters escaped in a car. A guilty plea in a deadly shooting at New Albany's Harvest Homecoming. Joshua Smith is charged with murder, attempted murder, and battery. According to an affidavit, Smith confessed to firing a gun in the air while in the ride area and then ran away with 2 others. 2 bystanders were injured and 18-year-old Bryce Gerlach was killed. Smith is scheduled to be sentenced March 28th. 4 other people are charged in that shooting: Darius Tuff, Shermichael Smith, Isaiah Page, and Demarius Person. A sinkhole has developed along 5th Street in downtown Louisville. Take a look. LG&E discovered this while looking for the source of a gas leak earlier this week and believe it opened up after recent heavy rains. LG&E is now working with MSD and Public Works to figure out how to deal with this. It's still unclear when that portion of 5th Street will reopen. The good news, the gas leak has been repaired and full service is expected to be restored by tomorrow. Well, it looks like an absolutely beautiful day outside. Nicole, some warmer weather ahead of maybe a weekend cool down?
Yes, warmer weather for today, but this is your warning that you got to soak it up this afternoon because cooler air is coming in for the weekend. In the meantime, it is absolutely beautiful. Our current conditions across the area are clear as can be. Not a cloud in the sky as we look over Louisville, and our temperatures are warming up really quickly because of that. We're already up to 59 degrees out at the airport, 57 right now at Bowman Field. But you may have noticed winds are starting to get a little bit breezier. Right now, those are out of the south-southwest at about 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Those will intensify throughout the next couple of hours, and eventually we'll see wind gusts up closer to the 40 to even 45 mile per hour range. So because of that, we do have a wind advisory that is now in effect as of noon and remains in effect until midnight tonight. This just means that anything you have outdoors that is not properly secured could easily be blown around. This could also lead to perhaps some downed tree limbs. And while widespread power outages aren't expected, some isolated power outages are certainly possible. Those winds will start to calm overnight tonight, though. Temperature-wise, fantastic. We are sitting in the 50s currently, and we'll continue warming up nicely with plentiful sunshine across Kentuckiana. Little cloud cover sinking southward, but we really won't start to see the impacts of that until tonight and into tomorrow. Instead, we'll hang on to sunshine as high temperatures get up into the low to even mid-60s. But yes, these gustier winds are ushering in some colder air, and I'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Brooke?
Nicole, thank you. Tomorrow marks 1 year since that crash left a semi truck dangling over the side of the 2nd Street Bridge. WHAS11 covered that entire situation live here from the noon desk, from the rescue operation to the moment LFD crews helped bring the entire semi back topside. Louisville Fire Captain Michael Wren, who was on scene during that rescue, said the department has grown since that day to make sure it's always ready for what's next.
We've done a lot more training over it. We've gotten more equipment from it. So there's been a lot of positive light that is shined on the Louisville Fire Department.
That LFD crew eventually met with Sydney Thomas, the semi-truck driver they rescued. You can visit WHAS11.com to watch her interview about that day. A bill allowing the crushing of illegal street racer cars passed the Judiciary Committee with ease this week. Because of public interest, the option to auction those cars has also been added to the measure, along with a way for it to benefit the community. Our Clary Shaley spoke with a Louisville organization about how these funds could support crime victims.
All right, and can I get her name?
Louisville Center for Women and Families call center answers people in need, connecting victims of domestic violence and sexual assault to resources. One resource they share is Kentucky's Crime Victims Compensation Fund, which helps pay for damages due to the crime like lost wages, medical bills, and more. It's a program that may get more funding from a bill racing through Frankfort. Jefferson County representatives standing up for the street racing bill, extending Louisville's illegal street racing ordinance statewide and increasing punishments.
Our babies and our loved ones and our citizens are there just to live their daily lives.
On the second offense, the vehicle would go to the state either to be crushed or auctioned, with those funds going to the Crime Victims Compensation Fund, passing through the House Judiciary Committee with some concern from other representatives.
What we have to balance is how do we make sure that the property rights are protected.
Louisville Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey, its biggest champion.
It's not just a couple of young kids out here seeing how fast their dad's car can go. This is really dangerous behavior, and it is often associated with guns and stolen cars and things like that that are related to other crimes.
Legislation that could bring funding to people in need.
It's so important to empower survivors so that they can have the resources that they need to make their own decisions as they begin this new journey.
In Louisville, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
That measure will allow street racing that is sanctioned and hosted in other parts of Kentucky for tourism.